Most produce in America comes from large-scale industrialized farms, and the average age of a farmer is about 57, a number that has been increasing for decades. But demand for locally sourced foods and environmentally conscious production continues to attract aspiring young farmers to an industry in need of new life. For some, it all starts at places like this.
My name is Melissa Muller, and I am mainly the crew manager, but I hold a lot of wands. I do field management, which involves planting schedules, seeding schedules, but mainly coordinating and delegating the crew through that. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything.
Farm manager?
Farm manager. I'm a farm manager. I had the chance to be really introspective at a certain time in my life, and I realized that I want to be outside all the time, and I've been that way since I was like born. Yeah, I think our goal today should be to not set the typical standard of like greens harvesting done before lunch, but just everything as quickly as possible. Because we got to work today until all this stuff gets covered. Like, we're not stopping until we're done. We'll break into a group of 3 for greens harvesting and a group of 2 for sandbag filling and hoop making. I tell you what, if we get all the greens harvested and the things that are going and the beds harvested, processed, and we get everything hooped and covered and bagged, and we're done at 2, we're done. If you guys want to do that, I'm down. Are we all gonna show our long johns? Is that what we're doing right now?
I don't know, I kind of want to look that up.
Judy's, or long Janes, or long Jessicas. Man.
Okay, long johns were named after a boxer in the 19th century. He was John L. Sullivan, but he wore them in the boxing ring.
What does the L stand for?
That's his middle name, but it went from John L's to Long Johns.
John L's to Long John.
John
He was the
L.
first person that ever
Can
wore
you imagine?
I'm gonna call him.
No, he just frequently wore them.
I'm gonna
it's
call
like-
him John L.
It's like Kim in the
Or Jane L.
Spanx shorts she wears.
Who?
People associated with
Kardashian.
her. Her
Space shorts?
Spanx shorts
Oh,
that she wears.
Spanx. I said space shorts. I was like,
They kind of look like space shorts. Space attire.
space shorts.
Trendy.
In case you land on the moon, weird.
In case you're plating on the moon.
My name is Sophie Wetstein, and I'm from Bradenton, Florida. I've been at Swallowtail Farm for 2 months now. Feels like a couple of years, maybe more than that. I was living in the city in Philadelphia, and I was like working in corporate, doing the whole thing after graduating college, and then just broke down and wanted to live in the woods. But the way that I would need to live in the woods and not have a job is to learn how to grow food. Everywhere I've lived, I've always wanted to be somewhere else. I've always been thinking and dreaming of being somewhere. So right now it's like, I chose this, I want this, so I'm present here now. I definitely want to keep doing apprenticeships. Like, it's hard to get a job on a farm. You have to have experience. So apprenticeships is like an exchange. You work and learn. You don't get paid a lot at all. But it's worth it to me.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like the first week, it's chaos. And you feel like there's so much to do. And you just mess up all the time. I did an apprenticeship in North Carolina last summer. So I knew it was so tough at first. And then, I don't know, you just get the feel of it. But the people are awesome this time. I really like them. Like we're a good group. We have a lot of fun and we all care a lot. Like we all work hard because we care.
I'm Mike Eisen. and I'm an apprentice, a field apprentice at Swallowtail. Yeah, well, I was when I was 17, I joined the Army as an infantryman. So, I was used to moving around and traveling different places, working hard. Even just living here is kind of like a barracks situation, which I definitely missed when I got back to Gainesville, because having all these friends right next to you, when you go from that to living in an apartment by yourself, it's definitely alienating. The sense of community really brought me in, and just being able to be outside. It's one of the things that I really missed about, the military, and having a real community. It's actually based on interests and not based on we all work in the same office and hate our lives together. Wanting to do something too that, especially with organic farming or permaculture or biodynamics, you have to think a lot about different systems. And I enjoy contemplating problems too, not just grunt work. And it's a place where eventually you can get good at it, you can be your own boss, you won't have to deal with 9-to-5 office job kind of stuff. My dream would be to have a large tract of land and have a team where it's all designed out, and there's different parts working, kind of like a community aspect to it where there's several different people managing different enterprises. And I feel like that's really the way to kind of go with it. Trying to get a whole understanding before I would ever attempt to buy a piece of property and have an actual, farm of my own on it. It's always interesting, and just the level of camaraderie you get with people when you're actually doing something difficult and that's interesting, as opposed to boring and kind of easy or just typing in numbers. It's just a way different experience of life.
Of all the apprentices, who do you think is the MVP?
Probably Nadia. She cooks the most. She does the cows every morning and every night. Yesterday she took the day off, and that was the first time she didn't milk the cows for almost 4 months. She's been hitting it every day and still getting out and doing stuff. So
this is iodine. So we, disinfect it and clean it because they, as you know, poop. And sometimes they clean their poop without knowing it. So you always want to make sure it's clean. So this is the pump milking machine. It's a fairly simple one. Gets a little. She was the most difficult cow to milk in the beginning of the season. My name is Nadia. I am originally from Russia, but I've been living in the United States for 10 years now. I'm 33 years old. I always loved farming and never really considered it being my livelihood till 3 years ago. After I moved here, I always kind of enjoyed gardening and doing these little things. And then this whole movement happened where people just realized how sustainable farming, how important it is for everybody, not just in terms of food, but just overall health. One of the things I did is I got bees. So I got 2 beehives. That was kind of a very exciting thing for me. And then you want to kind of do more. It was just natural for me to want to do more. And then I was never taken seriously because I worked in the office. I'm a girl. It's it's not when you tell people I want to go farm, they look at you you crazy? This just doesn't make any sense. So it was really hard for me to find a place to where I can just work for free. I don't think I'm a brave person, but I think that may be the bravest decision I've made. And I tell guys here that I'm so jealous of them. And I told them that I'm so jealous of you guys because they knew what they wanted to do 10 years earlier than I came to it. So I'm kind of like way behind, and there was so much, I guess, investment of my time and energy in some other jobs I had and the education that I had previously. Like all of that, like I had to just drop it and then kind of hope that it all works out, which I love it, there's no regrets. There's no regrets.
Should I vlog this? Yeah. So I'm going upstairs. It's like a radio drama. Welcome to the upstairs. This is my favorite painting in the whole barn. This is my room. Welcome. It's really small. Welcome in. I lived here. This is my bed for so long. Thank God, too. I'm Mason Doyle, and I'm a field apprentice at Swallowtail Farm. I'm 19. I graduated high school in 2018. One of the main reasons why I chose the direction to go into farming is learning the applicable skills, being able to grow my own food and sustain myself on a piece of land, and sustain myself and then teach others how to do the same thing. You can see it every day, over the course of time, how everything changes and how these systems play off of each other, and it's very natural and everything falls into place, and it's just very orderly and natural. It gets really scary when you think that if our grocery stores and other meal providing places went away, then where would I get my food from? I probably worry about it a little too much, and have gotten into my head about it a lot, but it's really a wonderful thing to plant some seeds and watch them grow to the point where they start to nourish you, and then you can continue to use those same plants for months and months and months. And as long as you give them what they need, they give you what you need, right? It's one of those things that if you needed to sustain yourself, you could.
Okay. How are we doing on seating? How far are we?
1, 2, 3.
Do we have anything done?
Yeah,
Kiwi. Sarah?
Euphoria is done.
Okay, so it looks like we are out of cauliflower, fennel, scallions, rainbow chard.
Yep.
Okay. Broccolini we'll do more of anyway. Spinach and arugula.
Yep.
I saw some salad mix in there and a little bit of lettuce heads underneath some herbs. Do you know how many lettuce heads?
It's half a jug.
There's definitely bells of Ireland you could combine if you wanted.
What is he even doing with that chicken? She's sitting with it?
The dead
And the
chicken?
Sarenth.
Yeah.
Is the Sarenth done?
Yeah.
Okay.
She unburied a chicken?
Yeah.
She did, and now she's she partially devours them and partially wants to be their mom.
Oh, that's so sick.
I'm not even kidding you though.
Fucks up your back.
Yeah. Where did that eucalyptus go? Do you have it? My name is Holly Young, and I'm an apprentice here on Swallowtail Farm. Well, I lived at a plant nursery in Alachua, and I was looking for a new farm to live and work on, as trade, because that's my lifestyle. My whole goal is to get shelter, food, everything that I need, and in trade I will work for the farm and learn. I'm doing this so that I can learn how to be self-sustainable and have my own land and teach other people how to farm too. So my favorite part about being a farmer is the freedom and watching what I've
expected farming to be transformed, because I had this idea since I was like little that farming is a certain way. The actual experience of it is showing me that it's not that way. Like, for instance, I was told it's really hard work, it's physical labor, but it's not really. I'm learning that like when my body becomes strong, the physical labor just falls away. It doesn't hold me back. Well, I had school loans, I had like 4 credit cards. I was having a terrible time. I was in debt. I just had to admit to myself that paying bills was not for me. I think we get so caught up in that comfort zone and just like, we just give up. We're just like, okay, like this is how it is. But I discovered a whole new reality that it's not, it doesn't have to be that way.
All right, we can go this way. It's so much warmer when the sun comes up. I guess I can say something about the pigs. Every day we feed them at around 7:30 or 8. Today we got a late start, so it's 8:30 now. But yeah, we feed them twice a day, and then I'll do it again in the afternoon. Okay. We feed them this grain, and then we put it in the bucket with water. I put it in yesterday so that it soaks, because the pigs like to eat wet food. It's easier for them, I guess. And oh my gosh. Move.
They are boorish. I mean, look at those teeth. Those are the biggest bottom teeth I've ever seen in a pig. They're like fat, wild dogs. It makes me so happy that you're like
Scared of them?
scared of them. And not in a
No,
mean
they're
way.
just, it's so
just
scary
think
when
it's
I'm
so
walking
funny.
down, they all chase me. Like they're just gonna break through.
Oh yeah.
Just like
Your
run
toes
over.
off.
Like, I'm afraid they're gonna knock me down and each take a piece of me.
Yeah.
Check it at 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
But I still think it's not a terrible idea to check it at 10.
Yeah.
For all the new stuff.
Yeah. So these will be for bouquets. They're like grasses and pretty like filler flowers, which makes such a difference.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hunger comes around again.
Another season closed. Another time to turn off the lights. Ridden of the cold. Summer blinds me once again. My stereo broke.
My name is Renata Fulginetti. I'm 25 and I was a field apprentice. I've always enjoyed doing things that like put me outside of my comfort zone. So I think in that regard, it wasn't like such a big leap for me to come here. Something I really like about Swallowtail is that there's so many different parts of it, and it's not like we're just farming. We also have the events, and we go to the farmers markets, and it's like such a cool way to learn about farming because we get to do everything. And even just like being able to do stuff with the animals. I'm not a livestock apprentice, but we do get to work with the pigs and the chickens, and like I think that's cool that they give us like the space to learn about different things, and we're not just picking tomatoes all day or something. We learn kind of every part of the process. There is a couple challenging parts. It's sort of like the good things too, though. I can't really just pick one.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of challenges. For me, it was frost cloth. It's hard, it's exhausting, it never ends, it feels like. We're covering the strawberries.
What?
So that they don't freeze to death.
Oh, it's gonna get cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be freezing. So,
All right,
but
let's
it's
just
like,
take it all out.
you know, like 5 o'clock almost. And we have to do all of them. Yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Oh, sorry.
But I gotta go do it.
This is like a.
I was like gonna break down that day. Like I thought I'm done. I gotta tell him I can't do this anymore because of a cloth. It's crazy. It's just so tiring. We had a farm to table dinner that night. So my eyes were set on, okay, get through the day, get through the dinner. And by the dinner, I had so much fun. Like, the dinners are an amazing experience for us on the farm and for all the people coming to the farm. And it just reinstates how much I want to be here. So it works itself out.
And there's some pretty cool looking chickens here. Some are very like, you know, ordinary looking, the white and the red ones, but there's some like his name. Do you see this like a white, black and white one? It's a rooster actually. They call him Skittles because of his coloring. Cleaning poop is never fun. But there is a certain sense of satisfaction of feeling like it's better for them, you know, taking care of things that might not be pleasant, but in the end it's their welfare, you know. Makes me happy to know that they're in the clean poop, even though they poop a lot. It's gonna be pretty much kind of dirty by tomorrow. Yeah. It's weird. We are all very different people from very different backgrounds, very different life stories, but somehow it all just fits. It just fits and it feels natural and everybody's being themselves and everybody's real. I say that people here make this place special.
Sometimes you live with people and you don't like to hang out with them and it's awful and it's boring and there's nothing like, but we actually like got along and like hung out, which is I'm very thankful for. And it made working in the field and everything like so much better because when you actually get along and can like communicate with each other, it just makes everything go so much smoother.
We spend a lot of time together. It's really fun.
Yeah, we don't get tired of each other really.
Which is shocking. Mm-hmm. Like, I usually get tired of people and I don't get tired of these people. Holly and I are really interested in seed saving now because we're coming to the end and we want to have seeds so that we can plant them where we go next. Yeah. So we just started learning about it. If you see as it starts to die, the seed's getting ready so it'll fall and then regrow. And we save these and then we'll replant them.
Oh, I could sing of the love that you bring, of the love that extols over me. But I spend all my hours making the messy bed that my human heart extols over me. It's in the messy bed where I lay my head, where I lay the very feet of me. So help me be good and help me be pure, and above all say unto me, be kind and be humble and see what I mean, that simplicity makes people free, that simplicity makes people free.
All 50 states are reporting confirmed cases of COVID-19.
The next crisis in America could be a food shortage.
Global markets plunged today.
We've seen grocery stores scrambling to keep up with demand.
Self-isolation. Avoid being in public.
What are the health risks of opening too much too soon, and how might we see those effects unfold?
COVID-19 is unknown, it is unpredictable.
Growing concern about the nation's food supply chain.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is finally reversing course and will now order Floridians to stay at home.
The number of confirmed cases has topped 1 million here in the U.S.
We can't stay closed down until a vaccine is available. That may be another year or more away.
It's hard to hear you guys.
Oh, I'm screaming.
You are?
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, I really just wanted to touch base with you guys and see how you're holding up, how you're dealing with this whole situation.
I'm just thinking the plot of your documentary just took a
totally different.
Yeah, it was just such a twist. Who knew?
Yeah.
We're gonna be watching it like, what? Pandemic?
Yeah.
Honestly, like not much has changed for us. Besides like the market structure. So we're still planting, we're still seeding, we're still harvesting. The only difference is we're not going to markets anymore. We're packing online orders that have already been made. It's actually like a much needed break. Right now it's the busiest time of the year planting wise. You want to plan everything for spring to finish out the season. It's less harvesting because the online orders are only a set amount.
In the market, also the time that's spent, the person that goes to the market with one of the managers is also like cut out of that situation. There is more time spent on like deliveries and pickups and things like that, but I feel like it's more efficiently used time because like you know who's coming, you know what they're getting.
Like when it first happened, it was like, oh no, how does this work?
When was that it was like, all right, we really have to change how we do things?
It was like Monday morning they came in and it was like Wednesday's canceled, Thursday market's canceled.
How did it feel to get that news the first time?
It was scary because there was so much panic. It even came to us that we thought, well, one of us is going to get it and give it to everybody. It was just like that fear of the virus. Yeah. So it was just a lot at once. I would say 2 Mondays ago. Yeah. Oh, something really fun. So our spring festival was canceled. So we decided to do our spring festival, just us that live out here. So we are going to have music, we're going to have workshops, and we're going to make our van into a food truck, and do a sauerkraut workshop.
Yeah.
I would rather be here than anywhere right now.
Yeah, I would say you guys are like in a very safe spot. So
Yes.
Thank you.
Find a way. You guys have a good night.
София, у нее есть специальное оборудование, где она, значит, шинкует это все.
Really?
А мы, русские люди,
Well, especially there's no mystery to me. Like, what are you doing? Just filming. I'm documenting for the video.
Oh boy. All right. Noah Shatama, and I started the farm and am a farmer. I started the farm with my friend Zach in 2009. Well, so we started the apprenticeship program this was our 7th season, this past season, so 2012-13 I guess was the first season. Well, the land that we're farming, the total property is about 30 acres, and then we're managing about 20 as Swallowtail. We cultivate about 7 acres in a given season.
So Corona happened, and I mean, Sophia was ready to leave to go to her mom's, like she was panicking. Mason felt called to protest and visit friends and be near family. You know, it was a big question of like, what are we gonna do and how are we gonna do it? And, you know, Noah and I decided to give a softball and say, hey, we don't have any place to tell you what you should or shouldn't do in this scenario. Let's all take some time to think about it, but think about what's best for you in this situation, because it was very scary and filled with unknown, and they came around when we decided to kind of make our decision and just felt very committed to the cause here at the farm and wanted to stay and recognized it as a safe place for them and somewhere they wanted to be. And that was really an awesome experience. And I think, you know, I think they knew it would be rewarding to see it through. I just give them kudos for that. That's a very hard decision with no right answers.
You know, we only had to make small adjustments for it to work really well for both ourselves and for our customers, you know. And I think that's just like proof of concept in a way of like how important it is to keep things on a local and small scale, because at no point were we dumping food because we didn't have a place to distribute or truck drivers to drive it, or, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. It was all manageable because it's such a workable scale of things. You know, I think ultimately for the future, for the near future for sure, I mean, our plan for this coming season is to basically do the same thing that we ended up doing for this second half of the season, which is continue the drive through, the contactless pickup basically. And, you know, I think that really works for a lot of our community members who are just totally afraid of what's happening. It buffers our on-farm community too and keeps them safe, and we feel clear that it's a really good way to get food out from the farm to the community. So
yeah.
My name is Faith Vailuda. I got here June 4th, so about a month ago. So far it's been really cool. It's really beautiful out here, and it's been nice to have Renata, who's been here this last year, show me around, and I hope that I learn like the little things. I don't really know anything, so I'm hoping I learn a lot. This allows me, someone with no experience, no family, own farms, to kind of get my foot in the door, get some experience. So this is cool. This is like anyone could do it. And that's super sweet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Always cut my hair coming out of love. I thought staring at the rock, taking plans I've made, then manipulate. How true are you? Saw you bend for a reason. Don't call Jesus. You got the whole town scared like before. Now I run, bequeath, beseech, belay. True talks knock the bedrocks. Old acknowledge, new must reciprocate. Blue eyes